transfer confidence with the boldness of active voice sentence structure. Copy choice number 6. Will you use style or substance? Now, products that are mostly style can be sold with ads that are mostly style. This is an emotional-based campaign, you see. But there are products of substance, and they must be sold with ads of equal substance. You've got to use intellectual, provable facts, and you must substantiate the claims you make. Are your intellectual ads filled with fluffy, unsubstantiated claims? Your 7th copy choice is pain versus gain. While the fear of loss is more compelling than the hope of gain, speaking to pain is very dangerous in mass media, as it conjures an unpleasant mental image. This image often becomes associated with the product. Now, Kahneman and Tversky at the University of Chicago made it very clear that face-to-face, speaking to pain is powerful. The fear of loss is more compelling than the hope of gain. That has been proven conclusively time and time again, but it's dangerous in mass media because people are never listening as closely as you would hope. And you very often will simply link an associative memory of an ugly mental image with the name of the product or service you're advertising. And so I advise against it unless you can guarantee that you will have the undivided attention of the reader, the listener, or the viewer. So there are the choices that you will make. And that's Wordsmithing 101. But how about Wordsmithing 102? Now that we've put the key in the ignition and started the car, let's rev the motor a little bit. Primacy and recency are psychological laws known by every psychologist in the world, and it amounts to this. Words at the beginning of a list are more easily recalled than words which are in the middle of that list, regardless of how long or short the list is. Words at the beginning being more easily recalled is a principle known among psychologists as the primacy effect. Words at the end of a list are more easily recalled as well due to a similar phenomenon known as the recency effect. Primacy and recency are real, and if you're a good ad writer, you will use those to open big and close big. And if you're good enough to occasionally link your last mental image back to your first mental image and complete a circle, that's awesome. It can't always be done, but when you can, close that circle. And so that mental image is vivid, and the ad does a complete loop. Do it when you can. Now, most writers, unfortunately, hide the principal point of their ad between a slow beginning and a predictable end. We must track these ad writers down and kill them. Kidding. What you want to do if you will self-edit, it has been my experience over the years that anytime a person has written what they think is a pretty good ad, the principal point, what should be the first mental image, will usually be about 1/3 of the way down. It's about 10 seconds into a 30-second ad. It's usually about 20 seconds into a 60. It's about 1/3 of the way down the page on a one-page letter. It's usually at the top of the second page of a 3-page letter. You get the idea. 1/3 of the way from the top, you'll finally find the mental image they should have opened with. This is probably true about 75% of the time. So if you look at something that's good, but it doesn't open big, look 1/3 of the way down at the first powerful mental image, open with that image and just strike everything that led up to it. Don't sneak up on the point you want to make. Drop it, splash into the water, and then let the reader, the listener, or the viewer deal with the effect of what you've done. The primacy effect makes it essential that you begin your ads with a vivid first mental image, FMI. And the recency effect makes it essential that you close with a stinging last mental image, LMI. Open big, close big. Now, one of the questions I'm asked very, very often is about jingles. Another important question has to do with drama, a reenactment. There's humor, and then, of course, testimonials. These are either the very best things you can do in a campaign, or they are the very worst things you can do, depending upon how well you do them. They are the nitroglycerin of advertising. Used properly, they have the power to move mountains for you, like nitroglycerin. But if you handle them carelessly, they'll blow up in your face. Jingles. There is nothing more memorable than a motivated jingle, and nothing more empty than one that's average. contrived, and predictable. Most jingles are average. Drama gives us the power to compel by tapping into the listener's imagination. But will your dramatic reenactment be perceived as transparent and contrived? Predictable drama is counterproductive when it's seen by the public as a clumsy attempt to manipulate them. No one likes to feel manipulated. "Oh, hi, Sally Ann, you sure look swell. I'll bet you paid a lot for that outfit." "Oh, no, I bought this at Lou Ann's Dress for Less, where they take Visa and MasterCard, and they'll open till 8 p.m. nightly for your shopping convenience." "Oh, wow, I would like to look good too and save money like you. How do I get to Lou Ann's Dress for Less?" You've heard 1,000 ads like that because they're trying to cram into the ad all the information the advertiser wants in there in what looks like a faux conversation, but it's truly an insult to the intelligence of the average listener. Track these ad writers down and kill them. Real drama talks the way that people actually talk. Humor, the third bottle of nitroglycerin that you have laying on the shelf in front of you. Will you pick it up? Humor can sharpen the point of your ad like no other whetstone on earth, but it's just as likely to blunt your point and make your ad unproductive. This is the rule to remember. Does the humor reinforce the point of the ad, or is it merely a gratuitous distraction? This is why we often remember the humor, but nothing else about the ad. It did not reinforce the principal point the ad was trying to make. You see, is your goal to entertain the public? Is your goal to persuade them? If your goal is to entertain the public, then ha ha ha, the public loves a funny ad. Entertain the public. Let me know how that works out for you. Typically, it doesn't work out at all. If you want to persuade using humor, make sure the humor is motivated. Make sure the humor is about the thing so that you can't remember the humor without remembering what the ad is about. That is the test. So you have jingles, humor, drama, and now testimonials. You see, whether real or scripted, testimonials are just another form of drama. Now, though the testimonial in your ad may be completely genuine and authentic, unrehearsed and unsolicited, this does not require the public to believe it. If your finished testimonial ad isn't utterly convincing, don't run it. If the jingle isn't magic, really magic, don't air it. If the humor isn't perfectly motivated, it's funny as heck, it just doesn't necessarily tie into the product benefit, don't use it. And the dramatic reenactment of a supposedly real conversation between two people, if it doesn't drag you in and make you believe, don't go there. The most powerful things you can do are also the most dangerous things you can do. Do I believe in humor, drama, testimonials, and jingles? Absolutely. Do I suggest that you use them?